Good morning. We only have a few people here, even though there's a large calendar, and I will admit, morning, Mr. Bell. I will admit that I think almost everything resolved, and we were simply, there was one more matter that we might need some information about, and that would be the owners at Lakeview Homeowners Association versus Malcolm Jones. Is that right, Mr. Bell?
Yes, Judge. And my property manager, Nicole Phillips, was on earlier, but I think
Okay.
about it dropped off, and I'm not sure why.
Well, that happens, and we'll work around it. I'm going to run through this calendar, not expecting, Mr. Freehoff, I think that I understood you correctly to be that this was the only one that we expected actual people to appear for, or was there a second one?
Which matter is this, Judge? I apologize.
The owners, it's position 2 on the calendar. The owners at Lakeview.
Yes, because they're requesting attorney's fees.
Right, but that was there another one? I thought you said there was only this one left.
Yeah, hold on. I'm just going to confirm that. Let's see. We Malcolm Jones, yeah, it's position 2. Canning, they never opened. Flanagan, they never opened. Franklin, we got an order. Yeah, I'll have to contact the folks on position 6, Goldman Sachs versus Clayton McIntosh. They put an order into the record, but they didn't send us a Word version. And
Okay, well, I'll just run through it real quick because I see we have a couple other people. So thank you. I've already gotten the order on Good Van Slyke. I think I sent it to you.
yes,
It's fine. And then position 2 is Mr. Bell, JP Morgan Chase versus Stephen Canning. Is anybody here on that matter? I mean, I know that the council didn't open, but let's see. Citibank versus Lisa Flanagan.
same situation.
American Express versus Anthony Franklin.
No attorney's fees has given us an order. I sent it to you this morning.
Goldman Sachs Mortgage Company versus Clayton McIntosh.
Good morning, Your
File a
Honor.
motion for default judgment. The
Hi.
affidavit.
I knew I was going to call a case out and get you to respond in some way, Mr. Is it Crevo?
Prevo, yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes,
And
that's,
you're here on behalf of Goldman Sachs. Is that correct?
that is correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
it's just
Mr.
a
Freehoff, didn't we already receive an agreed order or no?
They
Not
have
an
filed a
agreed order.
proposed order into the
Right.
record. We need a Word version emailed to me.
Right.
I
So
can do
it
that.
looks like our review of the file, everything is in order, Mr. Crevo. But I have a standing case management order, and one of the things the clerk really hates it when you file records, proposed orders into the record, because sometimes they don't designate them properly. But also my standing order requests that you submit it to Mr. Freehoff by email in Word format. And that way, if we need to edit any part of it, we can change whatever part of it we need to. But in terms of the actual default itself and the amount, et cetera, everything in your records appear to be in order. We just need that Word document.
Okay, I can do that, Your Honor. That'd be great.
Excellent. Anything else that we need from you, Mr. Crevo?
No, that's it, Your Honor. If I can be excused, I appreciate that.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
And then we had Amex versus Annie Rambo.
No attorney's fees, and they've sent an order. I sent it to you, I think, this morning.
Okay. And Lawrence Davis versus 719 Karen Circle.
Yeah, this one kind of threw me. Checking just now, it looks like on the 15th, they sent in a motion for publication on Blackshear. So I'll have to look at that again. I believed this case to be ripe for final hearing, but I will check and see if, in fact, Blackshear still needed to be served, and which will put us off for 60 plus days. So now the other one, there is no motion for publication, the other Lawrence Davis case. And so that should be ripe for a final hearing. I don't know if anyone's here on that.
The two may be intertwined because it's the same counsel and it looks like the same claimant, but I'll take a look at both of those when the hearing is over.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Freehoff. Mr. Bell, I see that Ms. Phillips has been able to rejoin us, or at least is trying. There we go.
She did just text me and say that she's having trouble with sound, so I'm not sure if she can hear us or not. Nicole, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Excellent. Thank you for your efforts, Ms. Phillips. I know it's such a pain when the technology is just not cooperating. To that end, I'll let you know that I am zooming in remotely today, and that where I am doesn't have the greatest Wi-Fi. So if I start pixelating or sounding garbled, just wait a minute and usually it'll catch up. With that, Mr. Bell, if you would go ahead and make your presentation regarding the default with your client, please.
Yes, Ms. Phillips, can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony given on the matter pending before the court is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
Okay. And you've been in front of this judge before, but can you just tell her who you are in relation to the owners at Lakeview?
my name is Nicole Phillips. I am the property manager for the association.
And in your role, you're familiar with the books, records, and governing documents for Lakeview?
I am.
And Lakeview is also it submitted itself to the Georgia Property Owners Association Act. Is that correct?
Yes,
And according to, let me pull up the declaration. I believe it's Article 5 regarding assessments of the declaration, as well as the Georgia Property Owners Association Act. Every lot owner within Lakeview is responsible for paying assessments monthly to the association.
correct.
Excuse me. And if an owner becomes delinquent, according to Article 5, as well as the Property Owners Association Act, the association has the authority to collect late fees, collection cost, interest, reasonable attorney's fees. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you're familiar with the Malcolm Jones account?
I am.
To date, what does Mr. Jones owe the association?
The assessments total is $6,105.80.
And does that include assessments, again, monthly, dating all the way back to 2019?
Yes, it does.
And what is the interest on the principal?
$1,659.61.
And we're here in court, so obviously the association has employed my law firm to do work on its behalf. So what are the court costs that the association has incurred and paid for the Jones account?
$775.31.
And what about the litigation costs and expenses?
$5,222.
And lastly, the attorney's fees that the association has incurred and actually paid my firm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just said that before. It's $5,222. The litigation expenses and costs was $775.31.
And that number, those two numbers combined are all the amounts that you've paid Winter Capriolas that are correct.
That is correct.
Judge, I don't know if you have any questions for Ms. Phillips. It's a pretty straightforward account.
I agree. It is also pretty straightforward, and I don't have any questions for Ms. Phillips. I'm sorry for your technological difficulties today. Like I said, I know that can be frustrating.
Thank you.
Judge, just on my end, this account started way before I even got to the firm, but I have reviewed the statement of account, and I'll say I'm licensed to practice in Georgia, have been doing this for a couple of years now. And my firm charges, this is a retainer client, so my firm charges rates ranging from $195 to $350 an hour. Most of the work done on this one was either paralegal work or associate work by an associate prior to me, as well as myself. The only thing that really stands out on this is this associate, it looks like she looked into filing account for injunctive relief, but never got through to doing so. So it looks like she did a little bit of research regarding that. Fairly common in our line of work with covenant violation lawsuits. We ended up not going forward with it because they did abate the violation. But we sent our letters. We did our title searches. We had to do a motion for service by publication on this one because we couldn't track down Mr. Jones. Ended up doing our default judgment and everything. And I did submit, I think prior to the previously scheduled hearing, I submitted to Mr. Freehoff our statement of account for your review as well. But we did 22 hours of legal work on this account. The numbers that Ms. Phillips did testify to are the same numbers in the proposed order that I submitted, and they are reasonable in the Atlanta area for the type of work that we do. They were actually incurred and paid by the association.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Bell. I have had a chance to look at the proposed order. I've looked at your motion. It does appear that that the the defendant is in default, and given how much time has passed since proof of service, in the file, and the numbers that Ms. Phillips has testified to seem to be acceptable or are acceptable to the court in terms of the reasonableness of the attorney's fees, the assessment for liquidated. And so the proposed order I'm looking at, Mr. Bell, is $13,762.72. Is that the correct total amount being sought by the plaintiff in this case?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, excellent. Well, then we will get that order on file for you guys.
Thank you, Judge. That's all we've got, if we may be excused.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you both. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Hey, Judge, stay on for a sec. So I looked at the.
Well, because we got to keep it open anyway.
Oh,
Hang
for
on.
the plea? Okay.
Yeah.
So I looked at the Lawrence Davis while you were dealing with the last one. I don't know what they're talking about. They have a motion for publication for Alfonso and Hazel Blackshear, but they have affidavits of service to both of them into the record on July 10th. So they also wanted a process server at one point, and I contacted them and said, why? Everyone in this case has been served. And they went, oh, our bad. Sorry. Yeah, we withdraw that.
Well, Shannon Sam's firm is usually pretty good, but I mean, any of these, we've run into this a million times. Any of these firms that are doing high volume work, they oftentimes get their cases mixed up. They, and I think that's probably what happened here, but I'll take a look at it when I'm going, because I'm fixing to send you like 15 emails saying,
yes,
this order's fine, this order's fine, this order's fine. So I'll take a look at both of those and confirm what you're seeing as well, and then set it for a final hearing. And, and reset it like immediately and ask them, what is their
Yes.
problem?
So
Like,
that was my only
if
question.
that's the answer, but
In deference
Yeah.
to Mr. Sams and his usual professionalism, did we
no,
just
I
want
mean,
to
I would
pull-
say reset it immediately.
Okay, we have another default
Yeah.
calendar next week. I'll just
Let
put
me
it on
let me
there.
take a look at it. Yeah, let me take a look at it and make sure there's not anything weird in terms of the two cases. And then we'll put them both back on and reach directly out to Mr. Sams and be like, I don't understand, why this case is not on the final plea calendar. It sounds like you've already had some communication with them.
Mhm.
And their answer may be my bad again.
Yeah.
Right. So I just don't know.
Also, just so you're aware of it, while your audio is coming through smoothly, your video is very choppy. So
Yeah, I know. I'm getting notices that the Wi-Fi is unstable, and I think my sister, I'm at my sister's house, and she just doesn't have the same Wi-Fi. So
is
hopefully-
Coretta joining us soon?
yeah, she'll be hopping on right at 9:30, maybe a little bit before for the plea that we're doing. So
All right. Well, I'll leave this open, and I guess you have 15 minutes. Then I'll go dark.
excellent. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Sams, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Mr. Sams. Are you here on the Lawrence Davis matters?
I am.
Okay. Yeah, we had a number of no-shows for our civil calendar. The judge will probably handle you, but I don't believe she's coming back until 9:30. On the one, I'm sorry, I'm let's see, let me just make sure I'm looking at the right one. Yes, the 382-138. On October 16th, a motion for order of service via publication to Alfonso and Hazel Blackshear was filed, but I'm showing that service was perfected upon them with affidavits of service filed on July 10th into the record for both individuals. Is that
So, Mr. Freehoff, I actually represent Investa. I don't represent the city in that case.
okay?
So I'm not sure about the service. I'm only here to say basically that we don't have an interest.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, if you'd like me to, is that for both of the cases?
it is.
Okay.
It is.
Then
Hey,
I will
Mr. Sams.
Good
Sorry
morning.
to interrupt, Mr. Freehoff. I think you didn't Investa file something saying no interest?
On one case we did, and on one
Okay.
case we didn't.
Okay.
There was a tax sale scheduled for the 719 Karen Circle case.
Right.
And we were paid off by
Okay.
the city. So
Okay. And what we're trying to figure out is, Mr. Sams, what we're going to do is go back. I mean, our review of the file indicates there's nothing that would keep this from being a final hearing, but that a recent filing seems to indicate that the petitioner may think that there's something still left to do. And so we're going to go through and reach out directly to the petitioner. What would be super helpful to us, if we're right and that this matter is right for a final plea, is if y'all could, if it's a pro forma document that doesn't take too much effort on your part, can you file something indicating no interest? And then that way, when we go through it, we'll know that you need not appear, because we're going to reset this for like a week, assuming that we're correct, that there's nothing else pending.
So just to give a little bit more information. So
Sure.
the one that went to tax sale, when I say we've been paid off, the city paid the sheriff. The
Yes, sir.
sheriff has not released the funds yet. So we actually have not received the money from the sheriff yet, but the city did its part. But
Okay.
I'm more than happy to file something that clears up the record though.
Okay. And that would just be so that, what I like is, when I go back and look at it, to be able to see that, what each party, that every party was served, and every party either answered, claimed, disclaimed, or were in default. And, that way we know that we're clear on who gets the money. So.
Would it work if I just filed something that said no opposition?
Yes, that's perfectly fine. I didn't mean to put words in your mouth that it had to be a no interest, but yeah, no opposition is fine with me.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Mr. Sams. You're free to be excused. Just to give you a heads up, I think that's what Mr. Freehoff was telling you, that you'll probably be getting a notice for an updated final hearing. But to the extent that your issues are resolved by that point, feel free to jump off.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, you all.
Hey there.
Mr. Griner and the family members, he said, give him a minute. He is
Okay.
looking for a room for the family members to go in.
Okay.
He was standing outside the courtroom, so I had to remind him, hey, this is via Zoom. And so he said he probably need about 10 minutes to find somewhere for them to be.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Who is Tiffany Jones? That looks like certified court reporter, certified video recorder, but I may be reading those abbreviations incorrectly.
Right, I'm not for certain, Judge. I don't. Ms.
Ms.
Jones?
Jones, can you hear me? Hello?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was muted.
That's okay. Hi, Ms. Jones. How are you?
Good morning. I'm the court reporter for Lawrence Davis Jr. versus all that tract or parcel land.
Mr. Freehoff?
Yeah. Hi, Ms. Jones. You said you're here on Lawrence Davis Jr. versus
All that tract or parcel of land.
Who retains you, Ms. Jones?
It looks like Taylor English.
Was it an attorney by the name of Nicholas McDaniel, or do you know?
Yeah, their name.
Well, the reason I'm asking, Ms. Jones, is that no one appeared. Literally, you and one attorney for one of the respondents are the only people that appeared for that matter. It was set for 9 o'clock.
Oh, I have 9:30 on here.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
and so, well,
Yeah.
there's nothing for us to do.
Okay.
Although if people pop on, if you have the ability and you don't need to be elsewhere, you can hang on for a minute, and that way, maybe if people pop on, we'll get some resolution if they told you 9:30. But no one, only one respondent appeared, and there's nothing that I'm aware of that typically would require a court reporter. So,
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you, Ms. Jones.
I'll hang on, no problem. I'll be here.
bye-bye. Bertha, can you give me the case number on Ms. Ponder, please?
Yes, Judge, hold on. I know you and Miss Taylor needed it, and I was. Hold on 1 second.
Hi, Ione.
Good morning, Judge. I
Mr.
got caught up, I'm
Griner.
sorry. You saw me
No.
on earlier and then I started working and I got caught up.
No, that's that's no worries. Mr. Griner is looking for a room.
Oh, okay.
Apparently they did not know that it was remote. And of course, I don't see Mr. Vale or Ms. Ponder either.
Oh, good.
No, he said
No. Okay, good.
all of them was standing outside the courtroom. I sent the link.
Yeah, but we always send a link. And so, you know,
Yeah.
maybe they're not looking at the actual stuff that says it's Zoom only.
Yeah.
No, this is an email. I had to take it from Mint.
Right.
So it wasn't a real, it wasn't the link that Chiquita sent.
Yep.
Okay, both of y'all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
This is 22 SC 184323.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all.
Right now, I don't see that the defense lawyer is logged on. I'm gonna call him. Thank y'all for being here. I'd like to try to get this done before Monday.
Mr. Griner, thank you for figuring out how to do this remotely. I'm sorry that I'm not in the courtroom, but I really appreciate you finding somewhere. As soon as we get Mr. Vale attached, we'll get it taken care of. But
Judge, thank you for making an exception on this case and for placing it down so early. We wanted to try to figure out what direction we're going to be going in the case, and Mr. Vale indicated that it might be better if we did this earlier rather than waiting till next week. We've been so we'll just wait until he gets on.
okay, excellent. Well, thank you again, Mr. Griner, and I will also wait for Mr. Vale and Ms. Ponder's arrival by Zoom, and we'll get started as soon as they do.
I'll call him right now too. So,
Okay, thank you.
thank
I'm
you.
going to see you.
Just hung up.
It is, but it's like a.
All right, he just said that his client's not going to take it. Not going to do this. So, good morning, Your Honor.
Hi.
Hey, I just spoke with Mr. Vale on the phone. He indicated that his client does not want to accept the plea today. So, and then we got disconnected. I told him that I would try to get you back on the screen, and I guess he's away from his computer, and I was going to let him, speak, but then we got disconnected. I can try to call him back if you'd like. But
Yeah.
Okay.
I need some more information here. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Griner.
Mr. Vale, I got you on speakerphone. The judge wanted a little bit more information about your announcement, so if you can just kind of hang on for a moment, the judge should be back on the screen here momentarily.
Hello.
Okay, the judge is here now, so, and I've got Mr. Vale on
Mr.
speakerphone.
Thank you. Mr. Vale, what is going on?
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Ms. Ponder has changed her mind.
Okay. Where is Miss Ponder? I mean, is she with you and y'all are just, because I mean, originally my understanding was y'all were outside the courtroom and then there was just, y'all didn't realize we weren't going to be in the courtroom today.
Your Honor, I was outside the courtroom with members of my team and then also the members of the victim's family. We were outside
Okay.
the courtroom.
Okay. Mr. Vale, where are you and where is Miss Ponder? And I only ask because it seems like for y'all to have asked for us to set this hearing that y'all were pretty advanced in your, and obviously the defendant has the right to withdraw at any time, but it seems like y'all were pretty advanced in your settlement discussions. And so I would have expected you to be somewhere in front of a computer with Ms. Ponder and or that Ms. Ponder was somewhere in front of a computer so that we could be having this conversation a little more efficiently.
Your Honor, I would very much love for Ms. Ponder to be right there, but I can't talk to her.
I'm sorry, did you say I can't talk to her?
Your Honor, I believe that Mr. Vale said that he cannot find her.
Okay. Okay. Well, it sounds like the answer is Mr. Vale, I don't fault you, and these are less than ideal circumstances because I'm not there. And obviously this would have been done in person and a little bit more formally had I been physically present. But I think the answer is that the soonest available calendar that we have, and Mr. Griner, I apologize because I know that it can be difficult to gather your victims and for them to set aside time to be present. And I know that's something that the DA's office prioritizes. But what I'm going to ask Ms. German to do is to notice Ms. Ponder if she's not already noticed. Ms. German, what day is Ms. Ponder actually noticed for?
The parties were to appear on Monday
Okay.
for trial preparation and they jury selection on Wednesday, the 25th.
Okay. Well, Mr. Vale, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
And I believe Monday is the day that she got notice for.
Right. So we'll see if Ms. Ponder joins us. And I hate to make Mr. Griner call his victims back on a different day. If they would like to appear by Zoom, they can appear by Zoom in case Ms. Ponder does not appear. But also make sure they're aware that if Ms. Ponder did appear and decided she wanted to take her plea, we would be doing it then. So as to avoid these other issues. And so the victims need to decide if they want to be physically present or if they want to attend by Zoom. But since Ms. Ponder received notice of the hearing on Monday, which the setting for Monday, then we will see if Ms. Ponder appears. If she does not, I will issue a bench warrant for her arrest. And if she does appear, then we'll decide if she still wishes to take that plea. And if she does not still wish to take that plea, then we'll select a jury on Wednesday.
I'm understood. And Your Honor, I'm doing the best I can. I really am.
Well, I understand, and Ms. Ponder, my recollection of my interactions with Ms. Ponder were that, you know, she was very assertive with me, is my recollection, when she appeared in court. And so I would imagine that she's a handful. But, you know, it's her right to take the plea or not take the plea. It's not her right to appear or not appear. And the only reason that she will be given grace today is that this was an informally noticed walk-in plea. And so I don't think it would be fair, even though we all expected her appearance and that it's clear that she was aware that this hearing, that we were getting together today. I'm giving her grace simply because this was not a formally noticed hearing. But if she does not appear on Monday morning, there will be no grace. There will be a bench warrant issued for her arrest. And then she will be in the jail until we have a chance to put her on a calendar and have her transported so that we can negotiate that plea. Because as far as I'm concerned, Ms. Ponder has violated the terms of her bond condition today. But she will formally have violated the terms of her bond condition by failing to appear for court if she does not appear on Monday.
I understand.
Everybody clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Griner, what, anything that you need from me or concerns you have about what I've just laid out?
No, Your Honor, just in all candor, I had mentioned to my colleague, Mr. Vale, and also to Ms. German, that I don't know if I told Ms. German this. I'm scheduled to start a trial next week as well in another courtroom, but we'll do what we can to prepare for what we need to prepare for.
Okay.
But
well, we have other things on our calendar to take up if we need to, but of course the hope had been, I think from the family of the victim and from Ms. Ponder through Mr. Vale, was that Ms. Ponder would be resolving the case by plea. And then, that would obviate the need for this, for a trial. But in any event, we will see someone on Monday, Mr. Griner, you or someone standing in your stead, just to see if Ms. Ponder appears. And that would be the main thing I would be interested in, is if she appears to accomplish that plea, if she is actually, if she's there, assuming she still wishes to do so.
I'll be there Monday. I'll be there Monday.
Okay, excellent.
We also
Well, thank you all. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, we have another plea in a different case, but I'll
Right.
certainly be there Monday to see this case through.
Okay.
Monday's announcement, whatever that's gonna be.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Mr. Griner. And again, my apologies to the victim, who I know have been the victims, a family who I know have been moving around and trying to be fluid with this. And I'm sorry that we weren't able to better accommodate them or be better hosts with the courtroom. But we will hopefully reach this on Monday. Okay.
Thank you, Your
Thank
Honor.
you. I think that concludes this matter, everyone. So we can go ahead and log off.
Hey,
Anybody need
Judge?
anything from me?
Yeah.
Thank you,
I do-
Ione.
Thank you.
I do need to inform you that I do have a doctor's appointment on Monday at 10. I was told that we can take pleas at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Just put it in the text.
Oh,
I
you
saw
did?
your text. I responded back to you.
Okay.
I just want you guys to know I won't be available in the morning.
Thank you, Ione. I
Okay.
appreciate it. I
Thank you,
think Ms.
Judge.
German took that into account.
Okay,
Thank you all.
perfect. Thank you. Okay, bye.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you Monday.
Mr. Wright, are you going to log off? Hello, Mr. Wright?